this is Alan Presents. Welcome back if you've been with us before. Welcome to the channel if you are new to the channel. We are your hosts. I am Alan, and this is my partner in crime, Leanne. And as you've already seen from the title card, this is our AEW x NJPW Forbidden Door predictions. So the event's taking place this Sunday, which I believe is the 26th of June. 25th of June. Leanne, stop looking at the calendar.
I didn't do that.
I've told you. 25th of June is when it's taking place in America. We'll be obviously putting our reaction video up. So the problem is that it's happening on a Sunday. Monday is work day. We have to wait until we get home, get some food, be able to watch it, record, edit, etc. So the reactions won't be up until Tuesday, unfortunately. But stick with us because these aren't the reactions. These are the predictions for the show. So we just finished watching Dynamite from last night, which was rather eventful. Mm-hmm. Going into that show, we only had 4 matches. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches. So 6 were kind of officially announced last night during Dynamite, which is pretty sweet. Including, which we're going to start off with, the buy-ins. Some of these I haven't got pictures for yet, so I'll throw something together or something or other. I don't quite know yet. So the first match we've got on Forbidden Doors on the buy-in show, which is the free, it's usually an hour. Last time I think it was only half hour. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. I think they're doing it on Twitch. It's free for everyone to watch. It's to try and entice you in to get the main pay-per-view. So the first match on the entire night is going to be the first match in the first round of the Owen Hart Female Cup tournament. And that is going to be Athena, the current Ring of Honor Women's Champion, facing Billie Starkz. Starkz with a Z.
Yes.
I've seen Billie Starkz on Dark before Dark got canned. That's about as far as I can take it.
Yeah. Athena's cool.
Athena is cool. She's a heel at the moment.
Yeah.
As the Ring of Honor Female Champion, obviously Women's Champion, rather.
Not up to date with Ring of Honor at
no,
all.
we haven't got enough time to watch Ring of Honor on top of AEW and WWE content and everything else we're sort of watching as well.
It's a full-time job keeping up with wrestling.
Yeah, I know.
If you do it properly,
See,
which we can do.
I really like the New Japan product. I don't follow it as much as I probably should. But as Leanne said, there's just not enough time. There's time in the day.
Gotta pick and choose.
You
but
have,
then when they've got these crossovers like this, it gives you a really like that sneak peek into it, and
but
that's
then
really cool.
The problem is I want to watch more New Japan after seeing stuff like this, and it's like
No.
So I mean, this is literally, as I said, part of the Owen Cup tournament. There's been no build up. There's been no story to this because it's literally just a tournament going, hey, you're fighting this person, you're fighting that person, and so forth. So who have you got winning this match? Athena or Billie Starkz?
I'll go Athena, I guess.
Athena, yeah. I don't think they're going to let Athena lose this. She is the Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
Yeah.
I'd be more surprised if she lost it.
It'd be cool to see her in action again.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has. Just as a quick side note as well, a lot of these don't have much of a massive build-up. Anything that does is just kind of carrying on from what's happened previously at Double or Nothing, which was in May. So this potentially could be one of the shorter prediction because there's not a lot to sort of build up on.
Do you think there'll be anything that comes from Collision on Saturday?
I have a theory, which we're going to play fancy booker in a little bit because I do think that something's going to happen, and I've got my notes. You're not allowed to see my notes because that's cheating.
I wouldn't be able to read them from here anyway.
That's cheating. I'm going to put them under the book so she
Just
doesn't
in
cheat,
case.
ladies and gents. Okay, so straight into the main show. So the way that we do these, if you've not been with us before, we'll talk about the non-title matches first. Then we'll do the title matches, and I put these in the order that I'm kind of looking forward to the matches individually. So the most anticipated title match will be at the end. The most anticipated non-title match will be just before the title matches, and then we kind of reset those rankings and start the title matches with the least looking forward to do straight down. So as such, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 title matches and 5 non-title matches as it currently stands. On Thursday. This will be uploaded tomorrow, so there might be something changed, but I doubt it. They've already recorded Rampage. I've avoided spoilers on that. But there's quite a few players who haven't got matched yet. People like Adam Cole, House of Black, which we're gonna cover that in a minute. With some of this anyway. Anyway, first match we're gonna talk about is again Owen Hart Cup men's first round, part of the tournament, and that's going to be the returning CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima. So CM Punk returned with Collision, which
Yes.
aired in the States Saturday last week, just gone, which was the, let me just get my dates right, that
I'm
was
not
the
looking.
17th of June.
I did not look at the calendar, you saw.
The first time for everything. 17th of June was the debut episode of Collision. CM Punk returned. Again, he just can't keep his mouth shut, started firing shots at the Young Bucks still, starts firing shots at Adam Page.
Oh,
Like,
Chicago
come on, mate,
crowd
seriously.
loved it.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. If he's going to be in the company, you really can't slag off your bosses like that. I know MJF gets away with it, but that's part of his shtick.
I think the trouble is a bit that they're leaning hard into what happened as a... Not like leaning into it as in, hey, look what happened, but it's sort of, it happened, so we're going to use it. So I don't think we're going to get away from it.
From what I've heard, though, CM Punk had to sign a no disparaging Kenny, the EVPs, the Bucks. So he's not allowed.
Which is why he's not naming names.
He's not allowed to slag him off.
He's been well. It's like he's attempting to be subtle.
Well, the problem now is
I don't
though,
know.
it's if he can't go after the Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, who's he going to go after? Hangman Page.
Yeah.
This is where this whole thing stemmed out from, was Hangman Page.
Because he got a bit of a temper sometimes.
Yeah, but it's.
There we go. It's
Personally, I was glad to see Punk return, but I was quickly reminded how much of an ass he is.
Yeah, that first promo is pretty tough.
No, I mean in terms of like when he returned originally.
Okay, right.
I was glad to see him back after a couple of weeks. It's like, right, this guy's back. Okay, right, okay, great. He's being an ass. Obviously, the whole thing with the Bucks kicked off. He comes back now, and I'm just like, look, just play ball, play fair. You know, whatever's happened in the past, just bury it. Just try and get along. But he can't. That's the problem. He holds grudges, and that's his problem. Satoshi Kojima. I don't think I've ever seen Satoshi wrestle, so I don't really know much about him. There was hope that it was going to be CM Punk versus Kenta from New Japan Pro Wrestling, part of the Bullet Club, because CM Punk stole the finishing move, the GTS, from Kenta many years ago.
Oh, I see.
But Kenta apparently said that's never going to happen on Twitter. He said it's not going to happen. I have no interest in him.
Well.
So that's cut that short.
Yep.
Unless they're just sort of playing it. Maybe they're red herringing it.
It could be.
And who's to say Kenta doesn't show up at Forbidden Door and kick Phil's skull in? You know, that'd be nice. I much prefer Kenta.
Yeah.
Yep, so first round tournament match. Who have you got? CM Punk or Satoshi Kojima?
Absolutely no way they'll make CM Punk lose in the first round of this tournament.
No, unless Kenta comes in.
Unless Kenta, it would have to be a huge twist. But
Yeah,
so yeah,
I agree.
Punk
CM Punk. Yeah, I agree. I will throw the brackets up here at some point, somewhere on the screen somewhere. I'll probably do it the main on the previous match because we haven't got a title image for that. But with this one, we'll check the image up here. I'm ranting on. Never mind.
You'll have something to look at.
Yeah.
Other than our beautiful faces.
Moving on to the next match. Got a 6-man tag team match, which was, well, currently there's only 5 members announced. Okay.
Yes.
So we've got, and again, I haven't really got a picture for this, so I'll throw something together, I'll find something. We've got the Jericho Appreciation Society members Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevarra teaming with former Suzuki Gun leader Minoru Suzuki. And they're going to be taking on Sting, Darby Allin, and a mystery opponent.
Yes.
So this kind of came around from, not last night of Dynamite, but last week, where Sting returns because Jericho's being a bit of a dick. He's beating someone, I think it was Darby Allin. Was it Darby Allin? I can't remember. But he comes out and they start having a baseball bat off with Floyd and Sting's bat. And they've never been in the ring together.
No.
Like, I'm surprised with that because I could have sworn that they would have crossed paths at some point in
Yeah.
WCW when they were there. But they didn't. Which shocked, that's incredible.
So it's kind of dream match territory.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But obviously Jericho can still go. Sting's got to be careful because he's obviously had that nasty neck injury, which retired him once already. Thanks, Seth Rollins. But as such, a 6-person tag match is a good way to go.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of protect him with all the other members as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've made a potential list of
Who the 6th man could be.
potentially, yes. So a lot of these are probably just like not going to happen, but let's just spit some names out,
Yeah,
okay? So
cool.
we got Sting, Darby Allin teaming with Jushin Thunder Liger,
Ooh.
who did retire in 2020.
Okay.
The Great Muta, who did retire earlier this year. The thing with this match is all they got to do is come out and be like, stand on the apron, do 1 or 2 moves. You're not technically having a full match.
Yeah, so it could be someone just as a star appearance.
Yeah. There's also the potential for Shingo Takagi, who teamed with Sting and Darby Allin last year against Bullet Club.
Cool.
There's also Hiromu Takahashi, who was meant to team with him last year. It's supposed to be an 8-man tag match. He couldn't come to the country. I think he was injured or ill or something to this effect. I don't remember specifics. It was a year ago. So they turned it from an 8-man tag to a 6-man tag with Shingo Takagi versus the Bullet Club instead of having Shingo and Hiromu in the match. So that could be a good one, Hiromu Takahashi.
Yeah.
Alternatively, Suzuki-gun, team leader Minoru Suzuki, is on Jericho's team. He broke up Suzuki-gun late last year, I believe it was. It might have been earlier this year. Lance Archer was a part of Suzuki-gun.
Oh.
Who's to say Lance Archer doesn't go, right, I want a piece of my former boss?
Yeah, interesting.
I think that's probably the least likely of them. Just because you've got 2 AEW guys and a New Japan guy on the Jericho team.
So it makes sense to have 2 AEW guys and a New Japan guy.
And Lance Archer is absolute heel.
Yes. So it would be a tricky turn.
Yeah, so teaming with Sting and Darby Allin is probably not going to happen. But that would have been a really good twist.
Yeah.
So it could be the Shingo Takagi or Hiromu Takahashi. There was the thought as well then. So, okay. Regardless of who the mystery person is, which we're going to find out who it is on Collision, by the way, this Saturday.
Yeah.
Live. There's no spoilers for that because it hasn't happened yet. Who have you got winning this match?
Oh.
Team Jericho or Team Sting?
Team Sting.
Team Sting all the way. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have Sting lose right now. And it's mainly to build Darby Allin up, I think, and whoever this mystery or partner is. Okay.
Sounds good.
So, on the back of that, I'm going to potentially tell you why I don't think it's going to be Hiromu Takahashi. Okay. Fantasy booker time. Let's get our fantasy booking hats on. So just pop our hats on, okay?
Gotta get you an actual hat.
So, Collision last week saw the return of Andrade El Idolo.
Yes.
Okay, and he fought Buddy Matthews of the House of Black.
Yeah.
You didn't remember, did you?
No.
Buddy Matthews of the House of Black. Buddy Matthews loses the match with Andrade using the figure 8.
Yeah.
Which is Charlotte Flair's move because that's his wife, Andrade's wife. As such, the lights drop. When Andrade's sort of holding his hand out to shake hand, respect to Buddy Matthews, the lights drop, the lights come back up. Brody King just decimates him.
Yeah.
Malachi decimates him. The House of Black just run roughshod over Andrade. Okay. Coming this week on Collision is Andrade El Idolo versus Brody King, also of House of Black. Okay. What if we're leading this into a 6-man tag match? The House of Black versus Andrade and 2 mystery team members. Or 2 team members to be announced on Collision after this potential match.
Yeah.
So, I believe that, I'm not 100% sure on this one, I probably should look into this preview, but there was talk about Andrade being part of Los Ingobernables de Japon, which is a faction in New Japan Wrestling, which has Hiromu Takahashi in it. Okay. Other members include Bushi, Titan, Yota Tsuji, and what I want. So dream scenario, right? Dream scenario for me is House of Black, right?
Yeah.
Versus Andrade, Hiromu, and Tetsuya Naito. Like, Tetsuya Naito is one of the greatest in New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's always been that he couldn't appear last year because of some contract stipulation with Triple R. I'm not entirely certain of the full details, like anyone really knows. But if Naito shows up on Collision, that crowd is going to absolutely explode.
Yeah.
More so than I think for CM Punk.
Ooh.
Because Naito's never been in AEW to this point.
No.
And Naito is like, oh, he's so good. He's so good.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. But I think that's why it's most likely going to be Shingo Takagi.
Okay.
Teaming with Sting. And Hiromu could be teaming with Andrade to fight House of Black with Naito, possibly.
Okay.
Let's make it happen, Tony Khan. And it's probably late in the hour for this, but let's make it happen.
Cool.
Yeah, we're not going to give prediction on that one until it's official. This is just playing a bit of fantasy booker. Okay, that's my notes there for that one.
Cool.
So next up on the list then is a singles match. It's going to be from the Blackpool Combat Club, Bryan Danielson, and he's taking on the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. So, Bryan Danielson... I still do it.
This is
Bryan
we know who you mean.
Bryan Danielson is sort of taunting, and he called him out in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think it was a Dominion event, I believe. And Okada was like, yeah, I accept. And this is one of the only 4 matches we knew about coming into Dynamite last night. On Dynamite last night, Daniel Bryan comes out, and he's like, Okada's not even here. They're beating up Eddie Kingston, the old Blackpool Combat Club is. Oh, he's not even here. The coins drop. Okada comes out. The crowd goes nuts. Bryan almost ate a Rainmaker.
Almost.
Wheeler Yuta sort of eats it instead.
Yeah.
Bryan's running away from him like a coward. And again, there's not much build up
No.
to it, but what has been there has been quite impactful.
Oh yeah. I mean, just in that really short bit of them in the ring is just incredible.
I always forget how short Bryan Danielson is.
He is short, yeah.
Yeah, anything else you want to say about this?
No, it's going to be good.
Who did, just to
Losing
sort of,
my voice.
I know, right? Go back and see my notes. Who did Okada fight last year? Oh yeah, it was a 4-way IWGP World Title match between Jay White, Adam Page, Adam Cole, and Kazuchika Okada.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who have you got winning this match? Bryan Danielson or the Rainmaker?
I feel like the Rainmaker, but the Blackpool Combat Club is going to be a deciding factor. And it could well be foul play.
I'm going to say this before you make a decision because I want you to feel informed. This is being classed as one of the main events. This is probably going to be one of the last matches on. There is a 10-man tag featuring the Blackpool Combat Club. Who's to say they don't get absolutely decimated prior to this match?
Yeah, I'll go with the Rainmaker.
Go with the Rainmaker. I 100% agree. I don't think they're going to bring Okada in for 2 years in a row and I'm going to lose.
No, but there'll be shenanigans.
There will be shenanigans. Let's see how it goes, I guess.
We'll see.
I hope there isn't shenanigans. I really want this to just be a straight down the middle, straight fight, one-on-one. Let's have a great match.
Yeah, Danielson doesn't need shenanigans, really. It's just, they just use it.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, speaking of the Blackpool Combat Club, that leads us into our next match. It's a 10-man tag team match with the Blackpool Combat Club, which comprises of Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli. They're teaming with Shota Umino and Konosuke Takeshita. And they're taking on the team of the Elite, which is Hangman Adam Page, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, Eddie Kingston, and Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull. So during what we just talked about with Bryan Danielson and Okada, just before that, Eddie Kingston's in the ring to announce the 5th member of the team of the Team Elite. And Moxley comes out and he's getting in his face, and it looked quite realistic. It looked very powerful, like a proper spat almost, yeah. And then Eddie's just like, you know what? Screw it. 5th member of the team, Tomohiro Ishii. Out comes the Stone Pitbull. Out comes the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club, beats him down, and then obviously that's when Okada comes in and makes the save. Again, this is kind of going on from the feud from what happened leading up to Double or Nothing, with the Anakin in the Arena match, with everything going on there, with Takeshita turning his back on Kenny and the Bucks like a piece of trash. You just know that what's his face, Don Callis, is going to be out there as well at some point.
Yeah.
My brain's fried in this heat, so do bear with me with this because
it's very warm.
It's too warm. But yeah, as I said, there's not really been that much more of a build-up. We had Hangman Page and the Bucks take on, I think it was Moxley, Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli in the 6-man. Hangman Page, I think, pinned Yuta, if I remember rightly. So they're kind of constantly one-upping each other, and it's led to this 10-man tag with a challenge from the Blackpool Combat Club. And yeah, I think this is the most anticipated of my non-title matches. I think this is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah.
This could be a show stealer.
It's going to be awesome.
Especially you got someone like Tomohiro Ishii and Takeshita, because they're both big guys. They're both hard hitters.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Who have you got winning?
I think because of the Don Callis element, Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're going to go for your boys, aren't you?
I'm kind of thinking it on the sense that at Anakin in the Arena they lost.
Yeah. So would they lose
So
twice?
they'd be prepared for Don Callis this time? So would the Elite win on this one? I'm still really tired. This is one of the harder ones to decide.
It is tricky.
Yeah, I'm going to Elite. I'm gonna go for the Elite.
Stick with your boys.
Yeah. Hangman, Bucks, Eddie, and Ishii got this, I think.
Cool.
I said that this isn't going to be the end of the feud, not by a long shot, because
No.
Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson are not involved. This whole thing will probably end up in like Blood and Guts or something like that, or some sort of maybe another kind of match, like a special stipulation match. Maybe an elimination, that'd be cool. or you'll have all the 4 core members of the Blackpool Combat Club, and you'll have all the 4 core members of the Elite, and there won't be any other people in. It'll just be the 4 core members of each team. That's how I see that sort of ultimately coming down to the end of it.
It has to. It has to be the core members to finish it.
Yeah. The only way, well, saying that, it depends if Takeshita joins Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, like officially.
But then, what you could probably do at the end of this is have the Elite, maybe what Eddie or Ishii just like, screw this, and they walk out, whatever. And then you could bring back Ibushi, Kota Ibushi, to reform the Golden Elite. Ooh. So then you'd have 5 versus 5.
Yeah.
Because you'd have Kenny, Hangman, the Bucks, and Kota versus the Blackpool Combat Club and Takeshita.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I just want to see Kota Ibushi in AEW, goddammit. Okay.
Manifest. Put it into the universe.
Okay, so we're now on to our title matches.
Yes.
First of the title matches we've got is one of only 2 women's matches, which we already covered the other one. And that's going to be Toni Storm defending her AEW Women's World Championship against Willow Nightingale, who is the current New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Champion.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mouthful. I can't remember if we covered this on Double or Nothing. I can't remember when it happened. I think I mentioned something about it.
I think so.
Willow fought Mercedes Moné in the crowning of the NJPW Strong Women's Championship match. Something happened to Mercedes' ankle, and on the fly, Mercedes went, she needs to win the match because I'm injured. So as such, the belt was made for Mercedes, but Willow won it. So that's great.
I love that can happen, and they haven't just tried to like rewrite it or anything. No. They're like, yep, she's champion. Yeah. Cool.
Or
let's
like,
do it.
Oh, let's give the belt to Mercedes still, and then she has to relinquish it because of injury.
No, they've run with it and given Willow a chance that she never thought she'd get at this stage, which is crazy good.
Yeah,
Love
that's great. And Willow's, she's not. This is going to sound really bad, and I don't mean it to sound bad. She's not your stereotypical female-looking wrestler.
No, she's not. But we need more of that.
No, that's and that's I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. Yes. Like you've got all the skinny ones, and it's like, oh god, okay, here we go again. You've got Willow, who breaks that mold. Yeah, is just happy, fun-loving, happy-go-lucky kind of character, and she's fierce when she gets in the ring. And I think it's fantastic to have someone of a larger build as a champion representing a brand. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same with Athena, because she's not exactly a model, as it were, by conventional standards. And I think that's great as well.
Yeah. Represent all types of women. Exactly.
For sure. I mean, again, this isn't really build-up. Toni Storm and Willow have kind of been on and off feuding with the Outcasts and sort of this green L spray painting crap.
Yeah.
The one thing we've not had in a while is Saraya. She's been absent for some reason.
Yeah, they had like a cutout of her or something.
Yeah.
They were holding up instead.
Nobody really knows. I have looked into this. Nobody really knows. It could be a minor injury. It could be something else. Yeah. Nobody knows why Saraya is not present. But this could be a good time to bring her back.
Yeah.
Because obviously Toni is a bit outsized by Willow. In a straight up match, I think Willow could easily bulldoze Toni Storm and win the belt and win the title.
In a shoot fight.
Yeah, 100%. in a shoot fight, 100%. But obviously Saraya then coming out with Ruby.
Yeah.
That would help tip the scales, and then Saraya, oh my god, Saraya's back. So I think that's potentially something that could happen. As I said, there's not been much build up. It was announced last night on Dynamite. Good. Toni Storm was like, yeah, Willow wants a piece, bring it. Okay, great. That's the build up. Okay, great. Who have you got?
Toni.
Yeah.
But I think Willow's going to give her a real run for her money.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends in a DQ, actually. So, my prediction for this...
Room for a rematch.
My prediction for this is Toni Storm retains.
Yeah. Okay.
Not necessarily wins the match, so that does then lead into disqualification. So, my prediction is Toni Storm's going to walk away with the title.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me. There's so much room for disqualification, especially with potentially Saraya coming back and Ruby around.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, cool.
All right.
But we've covered this before, haven't we? There aren't women in New Japan Wrestling.
The New Japan Strong title is a new title. There is a separate, it's the company called Stardom.
Awesome.
So there is a thing, but...
so the representative for New Japan really is Willow.
In a sense.
Cool, gotcha.
If Mercedes is heel, she might come out as a sign of respect, possibly. There
might
was
sort of try and even the odds.
There was originally talk of having Mercedes wrestle at this event, supposedly. Whether or not that's true, it's just internet rumor and speculation. Yeah. Okay, next title match we've got for the AEW International Championship. Defending champion Orange Cassidy versus Daniel Garcia of JAS versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Katsuyori Shibata. This just as a so I think only one of the people in this match does not have a title belt. That's Daniel Garcia. Zack Sabre Jr. is the current New Japan Pro Wrestling World TV Champion, and Shibata is the current Ring of Honor Pure Champion. Who I believe he won that from Daniel Garcia, if I remember rightly.
So there was talk on Dynamite about Daniel Garcia wanting it back.
Yeah, Daniel Garcia did have that title for a bit.
Yes.
I think he won it from Yuta. And did Yuta win it back off him, then Shibata won it off Yuta? That might be what happened, actually.
I think that sounds about right.
I think that's what happened.
Because the whole whether he was a wrestler or a sports entertainer came into that, I think. And
then Yuta beat him for it, and then Shibata beat Wheeler Yuta some undisclosed time after. So yeah, only one person in this match does not have a title. And they had a great tag team match. So
yes.
Zack Sabre Jr. turns up a couple of weeks back on Dynamite and was like, "Hello, Orange Bollocks." It's like, okay.
So British.
Great.
I love it.
Awesome way to stereotype the Brits, pal. Thanks, pal. And he's
so
like,
I
want to be double champ. And I don't quite know how this happened. Daniel Garcia walked in saying, well, no, I want the title match. And then Orange Cassidy just kind of blurts out something like, well, how about you two faces me and, I don't know, Shibata next week on Dynamite? And that's what happened last night on Dynamite. So Shibata and Orange Cassidy teamed up to fight Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Garcia. It's a hell of a match, so it's fantastic. All four men put in a great showing. The end of the match kind of saw Orange Cassidy accidentally hitting Shibata with the orange punch.
Yep.
And I believe it was Daniel Garcia that got the cover on Shibata, I believe.
I think so.
And then Zack Sabre Jr. grabs the international title. Shibata grabs it. Daniel Garcia grabs it. Orange Cassidy. All four men just holding this belt. Looks like a massive four-way tug-of-war. And then it just kind of throws up on the graphic on the screen going, fatal four-way for the title. All four men. It's like, wait, what? This kind of mirrors back to last year. So last year's Forbidden Door was where the international, as it was known then, All Atlantic Championship was inaugurated. And we had Clark Connors versus Miro versus Pac versus Malachi Black. And Pac won that one, I believe, to become the first champion. Change my notes. Yeah, Pac won, become the first champion. Orange Cassidy is only the second international champion, All Atlantic and then international because they leveled it up. And here we are. He's the longest reigning champion in AEW as it stands today. Anything else you got to say about this match?
It's going to be so good.
This could be a show stealer.
If it's anything close to the tag team match, it's going to just be...
it's going to be more dynamic and more fluid than that, I reckon.
Don't blink kind of match.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. And honestly, I'm not sure who's going to win.
Wow, you got to pick now.
I know.
Who are you picking? For me, it comes down to two, and I'm not going to say which two.
My main problem is that I really don't know the New Japan guys at all.
Shibata's from Ring of Honor.
Yeah. I don't know them either. This shows how little I know them, so I don't even know where they're from. So it's really hard for me to pick when I don't know enough about their own backstories and all this kind of thing. I do wonder if it's about time for Cassidy to drop it. They're leaning really hard into he's defending it so often that he's getting injured and his injuries
he's still got his right hand taped up.
So it might be that he needs to drop it so that he can work on the story of building back the strength and getting back into it. And Daniel Garcia might be the one, like you say, he's the one who hasn't got a championship. And he is really good and maybe needs a little push to show him that he's a wrestler.
I think if that were the case, he'd probably end up leaving JS, hopefully. Yeah, that would be nice. But then he didn't when he had the Ring of Honor Pure title, so...
No. So it's a really tough one, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to say Garcia.
Daniel Garcia?
Yeah.
See, I was going to say Garcia, but now I'm wondering.
Now you don't want to pick the same one as me because
No.
I'll be wrong.
No. Thinking about the way it's the international title.
Yeah.
It's not just All Atlantic anymore. It's the international title.
So they might want to put a show of it being
in New Japan.
As elsewhere in the world.
Which to me would say Zack Sabre Jr.
Interesting.
And he'd be a double champ and he'd be insufferable.
Which is exactly what he needs to be. Insufferable.
You know, I think I'm going to go on a limb. And I'm going to say Zack Sabre Jr.
Do it.
I think I'm going to say Zack.
I think it's a good shout.
I think smart money's on probably Orange Cassidy or Garcia. But I really want to see Zack Sabre Jr. win this.
You've got sound logic behind that, so it could be it.
I think it makes sense. I mean, you've got New Japan titles in AEW.
Yeah.
Who's to say New Japan aren't going, well, how about we get one of yours in our promotion for a little bit?
Like an exchange program.
Yeah. Because obviously FTR were the IWGP Tag Team Champions.
They do have
for a long time. Well, they were.
Let's go on.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Next up then.
Yes.
We've got Sanada defending his IWGP World Heavyweight title against Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah.
So this was quite knee-jerk a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite. Sanada's on the screen. Yeah, AEW, prove what you got. I'm issuing an open challenge for my title. Someone needs to step up and we'll see you at Forbidden Door. And then, like, 3 segments later, Jungle Boy's like, yeah, I'll do it. What? I don't know if Jack Perry's the right person. I don't think he fits into the high-profile match. Now, don't get me wrong. He had a great match at Double or Nothing with MJF, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevarra, and obviously Jack Perry. But to go one-on-one against someone like Sanada...
I have to agree. I think that
he's in over his head. He
doesn't have. He's really, really good. Obviously, I think the charisma's not quite there. It's sort of when he was Jurassic Express, and Luchasaurus was with him, and even when they had Marco Stunt, you sort of had that backup that added charisma to it.
Even though Marco Stunt was about this tall.
But he had the most charisma out of all.
Oh, he did. He had so much energy.
I hope he's doing okay. But Jungle Boy on his own, or Jack Perry on his own, he's really, it's the character, he's so soft-spoken and,
so,
it's not...
Technically not on his own.
No.
Because he's teaming with Hook as Jungle Hook.
Thrown together.
But the problem is that...
Hook's got even less charisma, but actually he's got more.
Do you know why they're doing that, though? Because Hook says next to nothing, so it makes Jungle Boy look like he's a talker.
That's true. Hook's got more charisma.
So, slight tangent.
Yeah.
I think it's quite ironic that since the whole feud with Jungle Boy and Christian Cage and Luchasaurus obviously leaving him, Jungle Boy's been like, I'm going to win a title this year. I'm going to be a singles champion. And Luchasaurus beat him to it by winning the TNT Collision. TNT title on Collision last week. I thought that was hilarious.
It was pretty good. But yeah, I agree with you. Maybe not the right match. No. Maybe not the right spot for him.
No.
But I'm still excited to see what happens.
I think Hangman could have been good in this spot.
Yeah.
Former world champ.
And they're trying to keep the pillars relevant, keep them up there, and sort of keep building them.
Yeah.
But maybe
in that case, put Darby Allin in this slot because he's got more charisma than Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Or Sammy Guevara. You know, I feel that Jack Perry. This is. I probably have put this too high up on the anticipated card actually because it's because of the weight of the title. I think I put it in this slot.
Yeah.
And the fact it's Sanada, who's fantastic. I think Jack Perry's just the wrong choice. I'd stand by that. Miro. Imagine Miro coming in, kicking the door, and I want him. I want a piece of this.
Imagine. That
would have been great.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are with Jungle Boy. Great, awesome.
Yeah, with more build-up, it could have been something. And maybe it will be something.
Maybe.
We'll have to wait and see.
Anything else you going to say?
I'm going with Sanada.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, Jack.
Jack's not ready for a world title. Maybe the international title. Maybe the TNT title, but not a world title.
Not that one.
Speaking of world titles, Segway Central tonight. Look at this.
Speaking of pillars.
Yes. So you said you couldn't read my notes.
I can see big letters.
She's cheating. See, she's cheating. Okay. So yeah, that spoiled the next match. Thanks, Leanne. So the next match we've got is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And it's Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He's better than you and you know it. And he's fighting Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now, Hiroshi Tanahashi, I believe, fought John Moxley. I should put this paper in here because I keep referring to last year Forbidden Door. Where are we? Tanahashi fought Moxley for the interim world title last year because CM Punk was injured. The second time, or first time, and then anyway. So MJF obviously is the current champion.
Yeah.
He's been crushing it, he's been nailing it, he's been so good. And then it kind of has a bomb dropped on him, Hiroshi Tanahashi on the screen. He's like, yeah, I'm coming for MJF's title, and MJF's like, no, I'm not wrestling Forbidden Door, screw that, and he walks out. And then he's like, and he had a match with Adam Cole last week.
Baby.
A title eliminator match, which Adam Cole was this close to winning. Time limit expired at the count of 2, and it's like, damn it.
Yeah.
And then Adam Cole comes to the ring, calls MJF out. He basically goads him into accepting this match with Tanahashi, which is fantastic. There is the whole tag team thing now, which Adam Cole and MJF are being put into this title blind eliminator tournament thing.
Oh, so good.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We don't know the
looking forward to
brackets for that yet. We'll know that on Dynamite next week, but that's quite interesting. But as such, MJF has accepted, and it's going to be Hiroshi Tanahashi versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. Anything else you're going to say?
Shenanigans.
Oh yeah, absolute shenanigans.
The diamond ring's coming out.
But Tanahashi is such a legend. He's been in the business for so long. He's going to know the shenanigans.
Yeah.
He's going to study his opponent. So is he going to be ready for the shenanigans?
It's going to be interesting.
Who you got?
MJF.
MJF all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not losing that title.
No, not yet.
He can't, because we got to see him all in with the title, right?
Yeah. Very true.
Because we are all in. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
And then, again, like I said, there's not much build-up of some of these matches because it's only been like 3-4 weeks since the last pay-per-view. So the last match we've got on this card, then, is the most anticipated one. It's a rematch from, I want to say it was Wrestle Kingdom in January this year. And it's for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. And it sees Kenny Omega defending against Will Ospreay. So, again, at the same Dominion show that Okada was challenged by Bryan Danielson. Will Ospreay gets the mic and he says, I'm coming to Forbidden Door. I want my title back. Kenny Omega, I want my belt back. And it kind of stand up from there. Will Ospreay turned up last week after the 6-man tag with the Bullet Club, with the Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club. Everyone's Takeshita ran down, started getting involved. It's a whole kerfuffle, and then all of a sudden Will Ospreay comes in, just kicks Kenny Omega in the face, starts beating him down. It's like, where the hell did he come from? Then this week on Dynamite last night, Ospreay arrives at the building, and Alex Marvez is there, and he's like, so how do you feel about the match? Well, I just kind of got an interview with him, and out comes Don Callis, and he's like, right, well, AEW ain't going to put security on for you, even though you feel threatened because you're in Canada. Ospreay's obviously slagging off Canada. Oh, I'm gonna see to it that you got my own personal security force, etc. Blah 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 blah. So you just know that Don Callis is going to show up to this match to screw Kenny Omega out of the title, or attempt to, That match that they had, and I think it was like the first week or two of January this year, it was incredible. It's already been called Match of the Year by numerous people. It was superb. And this is number 2. I kind of figured they would wait until All In for this.
Yeah.
And run it back then.
That was wishful thinking, was it?
Well, no, because Will Ospreay's from Britain. He's literally 10 minutes, lives 10 minutes away from Wembley.
Maybe that's the rubber match. Maybe that's number 3.
Maybe. Is that your prediction then?
No idea.
Have you got anything else to say about this?
No. I'm looking forward to it, obviously.
This, for me, is most likely going to be match of the night.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
And it's not because it's Kenny Omega. It's just because these guys have chemistry. They always put on barn burners.
Yeah. They're
both just ridiculously talented. And they know how to tell a story. And I think it's just going to steal it.
I don't know who's going to win, though.
Who you got?
Probably Kenny. I think Kenny.
You going Kenny?
I'm not 100% though, because there's the Don Callis problem.
You need to make a choice.
I'm going to say Kenny.
You going for Kenny? Guess what?
You're going for Will.
I'm going for Will Ospreay. I think that Callis will get involved.
Yeah.
Maybe even some of the Blackpool Combat Club members. There'll probably be a ref bump in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And as you said, I think Kenny's going to show up at All In with Will Ospreay, and that'll be the rubber match.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So that was our very, very quick, considering there's 10 matches, but I said there's not been much in the way of build-up and storylines and so forth going back, because there's usually months in between. As such, this is the first time we're having 2 AEW pay-per-views back-to-back before having a WWE one in between.
Crazy.
Which is nuts. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Most anticipated match of the night. What have you got?
It's hard. I think I'm going to go with Cassidy and that lot.
Oh, the 4-way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
It's really close, but it all comes down to my own sort of knowledge of people and my own experience and everything. And I've seen those 4 go at it and enjoyed it, so I think I'm going to enjoy it again.
But yet, you did say, whilst we were doing the predictions for that, you didn't know 2 of them, so you couldn't...
Yeah, but we saw the match and it was awesome. This is a really difficult pay-per-view for me. I know I'm going to love it, but I just don't know exactly how things are going to go and who people are and stuff, so it's quite a tricky one. So I'm just going with my first instincts on that.
For me, it's going to be Kenny and Will, easily, hands down. Just because of that barn burner they had in January. Yeah. And as I said, they got chemistry.
Awesome.
Least anticipated match of the night.
That's a tricky one. Main over. I think I don't know. I'm having trouble. You say yours first.
Part of me wants to lean towards CM Punk.
Yeah.
But that might be biased towards being a bigger fan of the Bucks and Kenny.
Yeah.
But I don't... There's no way that CM Punk's losing that match. And I can see him just steamrolling over Kojima and not really selling anything.
Yeah.
Is the problem. Failing that, I think it would probably otherwise be Athena versus Billie Starkz. Just because... They just put Billie Starkz in there, who is pretty much a dark match competitor, into a tournament that you've got other people to use. Why have they thrown Billie Starkz? Not to knock Billie Starkz, but I don't remember seeing her on Dynamite. I don't remember seeing her on Rampage. She's not been on Collision, or the one episode of Collision. So why have they put her into this tournament?
I guess that's why it's in the buy-in, but it does make it quite obvious what the outcome's going to be. Yeah. Yeah. I think mine would probably be Athena and Billie as well. Yeah. It's kind of close with Sonata and Jack Perry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, like you say, it's on the buy-in, so it's not just high stakes.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I forgot to mention with fantasy booking, I'm actually surprised they didn't do anything with Bullet Club, because we've got David Finley's the new team leader, the new leader of Bullet Club, and you've got Bullet Club Gold in AEW, which is obviously Switchblade, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. And there was, I'm just thinking, there was a post somewhere that David Finley put on Twitter or social media of some sort, saying that anyone can wear a Bullet Club shirt doesn't mean you're actually in the club. Anyone who isn't actually a sworn-in member is just a pretender, something to this effect. I think that was kind of knocking Jay White and the Bullet Club Gold. Yeah. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't go, hey, let's have some Bullet Club members versus Bullet Club Gold. I think that could have been really great, But I don't know. Maybe there's a long-term plan for it. I don't know.
Maybe. I've got to be doing something with it.
Hopefully. Any other thoughts?
No.
Take us home, Leanne.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit the bell to find out when we drop new videos. Follow us on socials. Our link tree's in the description below, which will take you to our Instagram, our Facebook, and our Twitter, as well as quick links to our most recent videos in various categories. Leave comment below. Yeah, categories. You can't even see him anymore, but he's sleeping on the table. Comment below. We love your comments, and on social media as well. Let us know what your predictions are. If you've got any fantasy booking, things that you think might come out of Collision.
I really hope to see House of Black.
Yeah, let us know. And we'll be back with our reactions on Tuesday. After we've had a chance to watch it and everything. We'll be avoiding spoilers like the plague. But we'll get there.
Tough.
It will be tough.
With Collision launching on Saturdays as well, there's absolutely no way pay-per-views are going back to Saturdays for AEW, which I'm upset about.
So let's just hope WWE keep them on Saturdays. We'll have some. I think that's it. Anything else?
Nope.
Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Don't go walking through any actual forbidden doors.
Or do. Be a maverick.
Ooh, careful. We do not condone crimes.
Bye.
That was her, not me. I don't condone it.